Hola chicos, this is going to be math review number 4. Vamos a tratar de ir lo más rápido que se puede. We're going to try to go as quickly as we can, but without confusing you guys. I'm going to try to explain it as thoroughly as I can, as in depth as I can, but trying to go a little bit faster. Now for this one, chicos, what we have to do, lo que tenemos que hacer es el 14. Extenderse, chicos. 14 has to multiply by everything that's inside. Now, that represents x, and that also represents 2. And we're going to use this little symbol. Now, if we consider that, we're going to have 14 times x minus 14 times 2. And the only one that it can be that is D. I hope we're good there, chicos. We're not actually multiplying. We're not actually adding. The only thing we're doing is we're extending it. We're multiplying 14 with everything. Todo lo que estamos haciendo es extendiendo el 14 y lo estamos multiplicando por todo lo que está adentro, que es la X y el 2, y usamos el símbolo que está aquí, lo cual es el menos. La número 2, chicos. A math test has 20 questions. This list shows the number of points that can be earned on each question. So we have plus 3, minus 1, and minus 2. Cada vez que sea correcto, incorrecto, o que no la contestes, correct answer, incorrect, or that you don't even try. Now, she answered 10 questions correctly. That's going to be 10 times 3, which is 30 points. Now, I changed the numbers for the majority of the questions. A couple I didn't change because the whole point is you knowing how to do it, how to solve it, not so much changing it and needing more practice, which is good, but it's not necessary. Now, 2 questions are incorrect, so that's going to be 2 times 1. So it's 2 points that I'm going to take off, and that's 28 points when you subtract. Now, are we done? No, because the test had 20 questions. So that means how many were not answered? 8 questions. Now, if you multiply that by negative 2, that's going to be negative 16, chicos. That means I'm going to subtract 16, which is going to be 12 points. There you go. Awesome. Number 3, chicos. La número 3. The figure shows a right rectangular prism with its dimension in inches. Now, we have it right here, chicos. Area, we multiply length times width. And volume, we multiply length times width times height. So area, all we need to find is this flat surface rectangle, which is 18 times W. 18 times W will give us 18W. Boom. There we go. And then volume, we just need to multiply this to the numbers that we already had. So 18 times W times 42. This represents volume, chicos, el volumen. Entonces, el volumen es multiplicar los 3 números. El área es solo multiplicar estos 2 números que están planos y que es el rectángulo. Entonces, volumen 18W times 42. 42 times 8 times W. Aquí está, chicos. And I think I messed up. This should have been 18. But that's fine. No pasa nada. So it's these two, chicos. You get the idea. And these are adding. You're not adding, chicos. These are the only two that can be. Todas estas están, las demás están sumando. Y nosotros no estamos sumando, chicos. Solo estamos multiplicando. Son estos dos. Nomás me equivoqué en no poner el 1. Pero fuera de ahí todo bien. Ahora vamos a revisar de volada. En estas, chicos, quitamos 2 puntos por cada una que no contestamos y no contestamos 8. Por eso tenemos 16 que quitamos y contestamos 2 mal, que es un punto cada una. Por eso quitamos 2. Entonces en total quitamos 18, lo cual nos dio 12. Nada más quería explicar eso de volado. Ahora, para el número 4, chicos. La número 4 es muy importante que sepan que cuando dividen o multiplican por un negativo, when you multiply or divide by a negative, what happens? We're going to flip the symbol. Now, when the flip happens, chicos, what else happens? ¿Qué más pasa? Well, that means we're going to eliminate 2 as the choice is. There we go. Ahora, Chico Dorito te dice negative times a negative is going to be a positive, and that's my answer. Now, number 5, chicos. Number 5, I wrote a little bit of notes on it already. That way it can help you out. So, we're going to use a little bit of logic, chicos. K is greater. El banco K has a greater fee. Es lo que te van a cobrar. Entonces, el 26 es más grande, obvio. Pero es más grande el pago que vas a dar solamente cuando no cumples con el requisito, cuando no alcanzas los 800. K, the payment you're going to make is you're only going to make it when you have less than 800. If you have more than 800, you don't have to pay for anything. It's going to be free. But if you have less than 800, which is what we have right here, Bank K is going to be greater. The fee that you're going to pay is going to be greater. El pago que vas a dar va a ser más grande solamente cuando tengas menos de 800 en tu cuenta de banco. Si tienes menos de 800, ahí sí te van a cobrar. Awesome. Number 6. At any point, chicos, cuando ustedes digan, oye, a ver, espérame, va muy rápido, tranquilo, pónganle pausa, take a breathe, y, click pause, just take a breather, para que tomen un descanso y luego le siguen otra vez, pum, 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 pum. Para este, chicos, you're going to do KCO 2 times to find the answer. If you did not do it 2 times, chicos, you did it wrong. Primero va a ser esta, which is 2 minus 5, KCO. So 2 plus negative 5. Same sign or different signs? Different signs, what do? So 5 minus 2, 3, and the 5 is bigger. Now I bring everything else down. 6 times 6 is 36 minus 6 times negative 3. Then this multiplication is next, which is going to be negative 18. So 36 minus negative 18, that's just weird. So we do KCO, 36 plus 18, boom. So KCO, 2 times, 2 veces. Ahora, la número 7, chicos. Continuamos. Which statement describes the relationship between x and y in these two equations? Well, this is more than and this is times. The only one that tells you exactly that is D. Enough said? Yes, sir. Now, I'm going to go back to all the ones that I think you should be able to solve no problem, and I'm going to put a number on it. So I think this one should be 1. This one should be 2. Out of the 36 questions, we're going to count how many we can solve, no problems. That way you can see it for yourself, chicos, that you should have no problem passing this test and with a very good score. 4. And I'm going to try to be honest and based on what my students told me last time we did this review in class. 5. I'm not going to do this one, but there's some of you that, you can handle it, you can fight it, awesome. But just in case, I'm not going to do it. Just in case, that's fine. This should be 6. Okay, so for now we have 6. Ahora, this one, chicos. This one, make sure you put the numbers right here, because if you do, it can help you solve these. And if it's true or if it's false. So you have a 50-50 shot, chicos. There I can't help you. Because, honestly, it's just understanding whatever the statement is. They can change it. It can be the same. I'm not sure. So just make sure you put the number that are there and then just check what it's asking for. So it took more than 30 minutes to receive 25 calls. It took more than 30 minutes, 25 calls, more than 30 minutes. Well, that was true. Boom. Just check the other ones, chicos. They're pretty straightforward, la verdad. Pretty straightforward. But I'm not going to do that one either. So we're just going to stay in 6 for now. Number 9, chicos. We're going to do Peso Pluma Guacala and Peppa Pig Un Huevito. Ahora, a total of 132 bunnies were taken to a veterinarian's office last week. The ratios of bunnies to hamsters was 3 to 9. So first, we're going to put the fraction that we have, chicos. We're going to have 3 and 9 aquí. Then we're going to do 3 plus 9, which is the total, 12. Now we already have the left side. Awesome. On the right side, chicos, they gave us the big total, which is 132. Now, what can we multiply? What can we do first? Well, we could do Wakanda forever, multiplying these two, dividing by this one. Or we can do side to side. Sometimes we can do side to side, which is times 11. And what we do to the bottom, we do to the top. So 9 times 11, 99. Boom. Number 10. Studies show that 25% of people who follow a K-pop group are happier. Remember, we're just, make believe. Obviously, these are going to be very, very sad people. Es cierto. But we're just going to play along, which value is equivalent to 25%. I'm so sorry. So, 25%, chicos. First, you move it 2 times to the left. That's 0.25 with Dr. Pepper. We don't have that. So we cross out anything that it does not look remotely like that. Then, chicos, how you say it is how you write it. This is 2500s. If we simplify by the number of quarters that these represent, and this is your answer. We cool? Okay, so this is number 7. I think you can, do this one. And this is number 8. Awesome. This video is going to stop in 18, and then I'm going to do a second video, which is going to have the rest of the problems. Now, for this one, chicos, which expression has a value of 39.5? So, over here, chicos, this in the top, you have to multiply to see if it gives you, what was it again? 39.5, right? I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Yes. So you have to check which one gives you 39.5, chicos. And I actually put 3 answers instead of 2, just to tell you that you can find it. Don't be so hard on yourself. So I gave you the first 3 on what to do. ¿Qué es lo que tienes que hacer? Now, you could do the same thing over here, dividing normally. This is 0.75, and you move it 2 times to the right to divide. Or you could do KCF, which is going to be, instead of having this, you're going to have times 4/3, and then you'd put a 1 to it. But at the end, you're still going to divide, so I would recommend doing it right away. I would recommend doing it like this. But that's your option, chicos. I'll give you that. Now, not going to do this one just in case, just in case. You know how it is. So for right now, we just have how many? 9? 8? Okay, 8 problems. Okay, that's no problem. That's no problem. Absolute value of any number, chicos, cualquier número, whatever integer that they give you inside of this absolute value, so is going to be positive. So 181. The positive representation is still 181. Boom. Easy, right? I know. The cost of 30 tickets to a concert is 2,100. Each ticket costs the same amount. Which table or equation represents the relationship between the number of tickets, T, and the total cost, C? So, how do we find the cost for one ticket? Yes, we divide. When you divide, you get 70. Which one is multiplying the number of tickets by 70? And you get 2,100. Well, the one that's multiplying tickets by 70 would be this one. And which one is multiplying by 70 in the table? I can clearly see that I'm multiplying by 60 here. And 12 times 7 is 84, so it's going to have to be this one. This one's multiplying by 70. Awesome. Number 14. Some cake bakers were asked which kind of cake they made on their home most recently. The table shows the data collected. Which kind of cake represents the most cakes they made, which is tres leches. Boom. 15, chicos. A student is drawing a ray on the number line, shown to represent the solution to the inequality. First, we have to find this solution. What's the opposite of multiplying by 4? Dividing by 4. What I do to one side, I do to the other. Now, this is x, this is greater than, and this is 8. There you go. Is it going to be open or closed? Open. And what way is it going to go if we put a little line right here? To the right. Now, because it doesn't have an equal sign in the bottom, That means it is not a part of the group. So like that and to the right. And because it's open, 8 is not being considered. So 15 is going to be an open circle to the right and is not. Ahí estamos. 16, chicos. The square shown has a perimeter of 48 inches. What's the perimeter in feet? So this actually doesn't really matter. So what we need to know is 1 feet is 12 inches. So let's write it down. Foot, inches, 1, 12. What's the other number that we have? 48. Awesome. Now, this is our unknown number. So, all we got to do, Wakanda forever, or side to side, which is times 4 times 4. 4 feet is the answer. Boom. I know. Super easy. Prime factorization, chicos. Are we good, chicos, for now? Ooh, I forgot about the numbers. Let me go back and let's check the numbers. Oh, wow. ¿Dónde está? Oh, there we go. So, whatever next, oh, this is obviously 9. Obviously 10. I think it's easy. Slow it in, chicos. Give it a second. Obviously 11, 12, 13, and it's going to be 14. Now we have what number times what number gives us 132. So that's going to be 11 times 12. Are any of these prime, chicos? Yes, el 11. And 12 is going to be, let's say, 3 times 4. Are any of these prime? Yes, the 3. What about 4? No, so we continue. 4 is going to be 2 times 2. And guess what? These 2 are primes. So first, let's go in order. Let's do 2. How many family members does that have? 2 times 3, and it just have 1, so we'll just leave it like that. And we also have 11, but it had just 1, so we leave it like that. There we go. 18, chicos. What are you multiplying by? ¿Por qué estás multiplicando? Well, you're multiplying the h times 12 times 12. And you can assume this one is times 12. So which one is multiplying? H by 12. H by 12, this is my answer. Good, chicos. Now, you finished the video, chicos, so I'm going to give you the clue word. There's going to be 2 for right now. Maybe in the next video I'll tell you there's more. Key word is going to be burrito. Para mi burrito sabanero y camino de Belén. I know I